Just imagine a house and all the black people are inside and the house is on fire. And instead of running out of the house, level after level is full of black people just going on with their lives as if nothing is wrong. You got people playing spades in the living room. You got people talking crap about somebody else in the kitchen. You got somebody upstairs cheating on somebody. I mean, you got a party going on in the backyard, $10 a head. Like, everything is just normal, everyday stuff. And then I'm running around the house screaming at the top of my lungs, the house is on fire, y'all. We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. And everybody's looking at me like, girl, it's been on fire before. We'll be fine. I'm in the twilight zone. And I want out.
Come on, give the power to the people. Give the power to the people. Yeah, yeah. Give the power to the people. Give the power to the people. Yeah, yeah.
By any means necessary.
I want to know what it's going to take. That for me, that would help me. Okay? I want to know what it's going to take for us to see what is going on here, for us to accept what is happening. We have a lot of people in our community that are out here acting like, oh, well, that's what you voted for. Like that's some kind of response. Like that negates the fact that regardless of what was voted for, it's still going to affect us too. Did we do what we were supposed to do in the last election? Yes, we did. But since when does that matter? We, as black folks, are in a system, a part of a society that rates color. You understand that? You live in a society that rates color. And at the top of the color scheme, and it is a scheme, right, are white people. People deemed to be white. The most important part of that is who's at the bottom of that list. And it has always been, since the creation of race, black people. So you are at the bottom of a list for resources, for opportunity, for fairness, all of it. That's why we receive crumbs right now. We receive crumbs in education, in healthcare, the justice system, employment, college, loans for your small business, school loans, in every aspect of our lives. And when we point these facts out, we're playing victim. So now even society itself turns on us at every turn. At every turn. You say this to somebody, you speak these facts to somebody, and in the next breath, they gonna be saying, well, y'all always playing the victim. Speaking facts is playing victim. This is the situation we're in, right? So just follow me. If you're already getting crumbs when it comes to health care, then this big, beautiful bill that's going to strip Medicaid from 17 million people, You already getting crumbs. What do you think will be left? That is what is happening right now. That's what this bill is. This is what Project 2025 was all about. Okay? The end goal. Let's talk about it. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? Because I'm going to tell you what I think it is. Because I read Project 2025. It is literally a roadmap of how these sick people see the world. Make America great again. What do you think that means? All you have to do is think about when it was great for them. And the last time it was great for them, you ain't even got to go all the way back to slavery. Everybody thinks slavery is the goal. For the most part, they've already made the prison system into slavery. So slavery never actually went away. It's still $1 trillion business in the prison system. So they don't have to bring that back per se, right? So I don't think that's what it is. I actually think it has to do with class. It has to do with the Black middle class specifically. What I learned from Project 2025 was they want to get rid of the educated Black people, specifically the Black women. They want to destroy whatever is left of the Black middle class so that Black people are back down under the poverty level, completely dependent on them so that they can have control, full control back across America. That is the goal. Destroy the Black middle class. And at the same time, get the Latinos out of the country. Right? So that's where the immigration thing comes in. Let's get them out and let's push Black people down so that there are no Black millionaires, so that there are no Black business owners and Black CEOs, so that we stop going to college, right? That is what this is about, because if we are under them, if we stay a permanent underclass, then they have the power. And that's all this is about, power. How to get more of it back. Now, they already have a whole lot of it. And Black people represent less than 1% of the wealth in this country. But for them, that's too much. Looking at any Black person that is wealthy or even just getting by a little bit better than them is too much. Now, at some point, we have to take responsibility for how bad it is for us in this country. Because as a whole, Black people, we have completely dropped the ball. We dropped it. We lost it. We don't know where it is. Because a lot of us thought, I'm going to just let them go do that. I'm going to just let them run the country. It'll be fine. I want to focus on me. We got into assimilation, into their way of thinking, into the selfish capitalist way of thinking. That's what assimilation did to the Black community. We started thinking like them. We started moving like them. In our natural state, we are a village. In our natural state, we come together. We know that our unity is our strength. Every group of Black people before us knew for a fact that we were stronger together. But we assimilated too much. And because we did, here we are, a selfish people, unwilling to sacrifice, to do what is necessary in this moment. So it has the minority of Black people. I'm in that group, okay? I'm in the minority in my own group. And that minority knows that being selfish is, it can't be nowhere near this work in the community. That's what it means to raise the consciousness of your people. That's the work I'm doing. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. I have to raise the consciousness of my people before we can even start building the institutions that are necessary. You can't skip this part. You see, the education part of this, you can't skip it. Because we could go off, my organization, we could go off and build up these institutions. But if our people don't understand why these institutions are vital to our survival, we will tear it down. It will not last. We can't skip this step. Educating our people is vital to our strategy for survival. Because that's why I'm sitting here like, what is it going to take? We got police going on murder sprees of Black people. We had to get out in the streets in 2020. We shouldn't have, but we did. To get justice for less than 1% of those Black people who were murdered by police. Police are still killing Black people. We got lynchings going on in 2025. Multiple stories across the U.S. of Black men ending up hanging from trees. And the lies told by the police. You think about George Floyd and you say, well, we got justice for him. Listen, I'm glad, right? I'm happy about that. But if you think that is a win, that's part of the problem. Because for every George Floyd, there are 1,000 Black men that you've never heard of that died the same way. And that's the same for Breonna Taylor. You think that's the first no-knock warrant that went awry? No. That was the first no-knock warrant that ended up on the international news. And yet it took years and years for the truth to come out that they busted in there on false pretenses, that they lied to get into her house and take her life. Justice comes in crumbs for us, like everything else. But that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough for you to say enough is enough. And I am going to do what I need to do. I'm going to compromise and I'm going to work hard in my community to make a difference. That wasn't enough. So we came off the streets in 2020 and we got a couple of crumbs of justice for a couple of people out of hundreds of thousands. And guess what? After all that, they're still out here taking the lives of innocent people, the police. We changed nothing. The police are still as horrible an institution as they've ever been since they were chasing down runaway slaves. They have a union to protect them. They have mayors that protect them. They have city council that protects them. They have a president that protects them and wants them to do their worst. He's about to give them a whole bunch of more money in this big, beautiful bill. Why? To put us in our place and to keep us there, to rally the sheep. And you're letting them get away with all of this because you don't want to put nothing on the line. If we're not going to call each other out and have a real conversation, then this is all just a waste of time, right? Well, I got to take care of me and mine. Okay. How you going to do that without health care? How you going to do that when hospitals in your neighborhood shut down? How you going to do that when your kids go to school and they ain't got food to eat? There's no more free lunch. How you going to do that when you go to the grocery store and you ain't got enough money for groceries because they cut your SNAP? And how you going to do that when you get laid off of work? Because those layoffs are going to continue. Over 100,000 black women just lost their jobs. So, yeah. How you going to take care of you when all of this crumbles? You see how that don't make no sense? But if we came together, we could take care of each other. We could group up and do what is necessary. I want to know what it's going to take. We already get the crumbs for everything. We didn't cover that. School funding. What you think we're going to get now? We already need an alternative to this school system because they don't even teach our kids what they need to know to succeed. They need to know the fullness of their history so that they know accurately who they are and what they're capable of. They also need to be taught what's happening in the job market. They need to be trained for the jobs of the future. but they're not being trained for the jobs of the future. That's only for the privileged few. Project 2025 has a test that they want to start giving out in public schools to find recruits for the Army, for military service. Yeah, see, they don't want you going off and being successful in life. No, they want to give your kids these tests that prove they should be in the military taking orders from these crazy white folks. Because all they got planned is a bunch of wars. That's that other part. And people are like, man, why are they so obsessed with war? Why are we always getting involved in a war? If you're wondering that, that's because of capitalism. Wars are very financially viable. Billionaires make billions during wars. A whole lot of money is made during a war. And that is why the U.S. loves war. They love being a part of wars. They love starting wars because they make money off of the death, off of the violence. That's the society you live in. So, in a society that has absolutely no moral compass, that's the reality. You live in a society right now, today, that has no moral compass, no ethics, zero humanity. That's the only way they could do what they're doing right now. That's the only way you could have ICE running around dragging people out of their homes, out of stores, out of their cars. It's the only way you could deny food to children. It's the only way you could pull somebody over in their car, drag them out, and take their lives because you're having a bad day. That's the only way that you could go through a neighborhood, drop off some groceries at your local grocery store, and intentionally give people bad food, scraps, your throwaway food, and then go to another grocery store in another part of town and give them your very best. Yeah, that goes on. You ever been to a Walmart in the hood? When you walk into a Walmart in the hood, there's this smell. And sometimes people ask, that aren't from the hood or never been in the hood, really. When they walk into that Walmart, they're like, man, what is that smell? It's bad meat. That's what that smell is. Bad meat. Because the grocery stores in our neighborhoods get the worst produce imaginable. Because this is the society you live in. Now, if you're fine with this, you want to accept this is no problem for you. Okay. But the reality is, all of this can be changed. The reality is, all of this is a choice. That's what Black folks got to accept right now. That's what I'm not going to let any of you get away with. Well, it ain't up to us. Yeah, it is. Right now, today, we could band together and feed our children. Right now, today, we could band together and educate our children. Right now, we could band together and educate each other. We could work with each other. We could build institutions together. We can purchase farmland together. We can vote together. We can cultivate new leaders together. We could go out and find all the black nurses and doctors and build more free clinics together. So I don't want to hear about the 92%. I don't want to hear about, well, if you believed in this religion, you'd be fine. I don't want to hear about black men versus black women. I don't want to hear about Africans versus black Americans. I don't want to hear about sexual orientation. I don't want to hear all that garbage, because you know what that is? That's your excuse. And you got the pick of the list. You can pick any of these petty, ridiculous, pathetic excuses for not doing what you are supposed to do in this moment. When everything is crumbling around us, we are supposed to stand up for one another and come together and do what is necessary. This is not a movement. I've said this before. This is not a movement. I'm not trying to start a movement. I'm trying to get us to live a different lifestyle. This is a lifestyle change where you put your community first, because you know that you will reap the benefits of our unity. And you would know that if you knew your history, because throughout our history, from BC, okay, before Christ, thousands of years ago, and throughout all the way up to now, I could tell you story after story after story of the empires that we built from our unity. This is a fact. This is not fantasy or prophecy. These things happened. These moments in time happened. And anytime we had adversity, anytime we were put in a box to be controlled or contained, we fought back. The Haitian Revolution is a prime example of that. The first successful slave revolt. Their revolt was so amazing, so profound, that it ignited slave rebellions all over the world for centuries to come. They gave us the roadmap in America for our revolt. Throughout our history, we have always come together. And now, in this moment where that's all we should be focused on, I'm still sitting here trying to figure out what it's going to take to get people, to get my people to see that the house is on fire and to care that the house is on fire and to care that there are Black people trapped in that house. You can't just be out here for yourself. First of all, it's not going to work. You will not survive this without your people. It's never worked in the history of anything. That's first. Because eventually, this will hit you at home. Maybe you got a job right now. That's good. Is it promised to you? Can it not be taken away? These are dangerous times, people. And if you don't take this serious, if you don't take what is happening every single day, they're giving you more and more and more. They're showing you every single day that they don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your future. They don't even need you to have one. And they are depending on, do you know that they are actually depending on us not coming together? They feel they've done their job. They divided and conquered us a long time ago. And we fall for all of the petty divisions that I already went through, right? It's a long list of stuff, right? We make up these excuses because we know that everything is messed up, but I don't want to compromise my life to fix somebody else's. Right? And when you say it out loud, I think we need to talk more, say things out loud, because that is what is going on here. You may want to make sure all the kids get fed, right? All the Black children who are hungry. And maybe in your mind you think, yeah, somebody gotta do that. You see, I almost said we gotta do it, or no. You want it done, but you don't want to do anything to get it done. That's where we at right now, y'all. And that place, that mindset will be our downfall. We don't have to live like this. This government, the media, the police, our own people, everybody's trying to convince us that we have no power in this situation, that there's nothing we can do. We just gotta let it play out and try to survive. That is a lie. Black power is about knowing you always had the power. That's what Black power is. The realization that you don't have to live like this. That you can take your freedom. You can take equality. You can take your power. That is what Black power is about. That's what I'm about. And I know if I take it, I can give it back to my people. And the more of us that can raise our consciousness to see that it is together, only together, that we survive this era. That's all we got. And I know I probably sound like a broken record for those of you who have been watching my videos and all of that. I don't care. Another thing to be clear, let's be very clear. I am 100% aware of my purpose. I am 100% invested in our Black liberation. I am 100% focused. I can't be deterred. Not by you or them. I know what I'm here to do. And I'm going to do it. And there will be those along the way that help me do that work that needs to be done. And I won't have to drag them. I won't have to reconvince them every week to give back to their community. We're just going to put our heads down, move forward, and do this good work for our people because it is necessary. There are those of us who will rise to the occasion and do what is necessary. And there are those of us who will remain on the sidelines. But these are all choices that we all have to make. And you will have to live with your choice. That's all I have for you today. I'm actually in the process of starting in August. I'm going to be doing in-person Black history classes that I will teach live in person in Chicago. So if you're in Chicago, you will be able to come to these classes. And the classes will also be streamed on YouTube. So if you're on this channel right now, make sure you're subscribed so that you can see those live streams of those classes. And that will start in August. And then we'll also have, so it'll be Black history, but we'll also have some civics classes so we can all be on the same page of how this government works. We're going to have some justice law type classes because y'all really need to know the laws of the land so you're not caught up in this corrupt system so often and so well, right? So we're going to very much be pushing the education of our people on this channel. And I'll also be doing some traveling to other cities to do classes in person. And even if I do a class in another city, it will still be streamed on YouTube. But this is just a way to get out to more people, to galvanize, to create a real community with our people through education, because it is the first and vital step towards our Black liberation. We have got to focus in on educating our people and on doing it in a way that is not meant to make you feel stupid or less than. These courses are just to enlighten you so that you can see the value of community and the value of yourself, the history of us on this earth is important, right? So we don't repeat mistakes, and so that we can see what success looks like. Okay, so it's a process, but it's a fun process. If any of you have seen my TikTok videos or whatever, I want the education piece of this to be fun and exciting and inspiring, because that's what it is for me. So hopefully you'll enjoy those classes, and hopefully more of our members will get involved, and I'll have them teaching different classes as well, about other things, about health and wellness, about financial literacy, just across the board. We need to build that community where knowledge is a huge piece of the puzzle, right? So look forward to that. Obviously, if you're not a member and you're interested in membership, you can click on the link in the description to our website and just click on membership, and you can join. It's free to join. There's nothing financial part of it. Obviously, if you want to donate, you can donate on our website. And if you want to specifically volunteer for the food program, to help us with the food program, you can also do that through our website. So it's a lot going on. I'm excited about it. I'm always excited to just get more and more involved in the community and working with everybody. So that is my passion. That's where my heart is. And so I'm excited to move forward with that. But I do know that this is a grind, that this is really, really hard work and takes a lot of commitment and discipline. And that's okay for me. And so you have to really look at yourself and decide. Everybody's got to decide. There is no way around it. So just accept it. Either you're going to get involved in this fight for our very lives in this house that is on fire, right? Remember, it's on fire, okay? You have to decide if you're going to sit there and burn, or if you're going to get up and leave and take people with you. Those are the choices. There are no other choices. It couldn't be more clear. Okay? Anyway, that's all I got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll be back next Wednesday for another episode. And soon I'm not sure when, but I will start having more people on the podcast. I want to open this up and have more of a discussion on this podcast. So I will have a few of our members join in the conversations that we will have every Wednesday. But we're still working on that, working on where to do it and when and all of those things. It all has to work out. But it's a lot coming on this channel, and for us as an organization, the Black Revolutionary Collective, we are on the move. We have a lot of work to do, and we're excited to do it. And that's the difference. We're building a community in our own organization. I think of these people like my brothers and sisters already. And so if we're able to grow that out into all these different communities where we have chapters, I mean, the sky's the limit for us. And I'm very happy to be in this and to build something so beautiful and to be a part of that. I'm grateful and humbled by the whole experience. Anyway, as always, I love you, Black man. I love you, Black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Come on, give the power to the people. Give the power to the people. Yeah, yeah. Give the power to the people. Give the power to the people. Yeah.